On a cold winter night under a sky heavy with clouds, the moon peeked shyly through the dark cover, casting faint silver beams over an old English village. The villagers gathered around a roaring fire, waiting for the arrival of the legendary storyteller, Edwin, whose tales transported them across time and history. Carrying his heavy staff, Edwin made his way to the center, and as he settled down, silence descended upon the crowd, their eyes glued to his weathered face. Edwin, listen, my friends. Tonight I will tell you a tale that transcends ages, a story of literature, identity, and the enduring spirit of words. It is not just a story, it is your story. His tale began in a time long forgotten during the 5th century when the people of England lived in simple communities reliant on farming and herding. In those days, there were no books or libraries. Stories were passed down orally from one generation to another. One such young listener was Beowulf, a spirited boy from an Anglo-Saxon tribe who spent his evenings by the fire, listening to his father's vivid tales of legendary heroes. Beowulf's favorite was the epic of Beowulf, the fearless warrior who battled the monstrous Grendel. Beowulf dreamed of becoming a great storyteller himself, but life was harsh and change was on the horizon. Christianity reached England in the 7th century, and monasteries began to spread. The monks diligently worked to transcribe religious texts, transforming oral tales into written scriptures. Beowulf once sat beside the monk Ælfric in a humble monastery and asked, "Why do you write these stories, Father? Aren't they more beautiful when spoken aloud?" Ælfric: "Because written words endure, my son. They are not carried away by the winds as spoken words are." Years passed, and England underwent tremendous changes. In 1066, the Normans, led by William the Conqueror, invaded England, bringing with them the French language and culture. In a grand Norman estate, a noblewoman named Eleanor sat in her chamber, engrossed in the pages of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, a tale of chivalry and knightly honor. Eleanor was captivated by the story of the valiant knight who accepted the Green Knight's perilous challenge. This era saw the flourishing of diverse literary genres. There was romantic poetry that celebrated love and chivalry, and religious literature that aimed to guide souls toward virtue. One evening, Eleanor attended a local festival where a group of actors performed a religious mystery play. The blend of biblical narratives with humor and satire amazed her. How can literature merge both the sacred and the absurd, she wondered. As centuries turned, England entered the vibrant period of the Renaissance. In bustling London, a young and ambitious man named Richard found solace and inspiration in the Globe Theatre. He was mesmerized by the works of William Shakespeare, particularly Hamlet, a play that delved into the complexities of human nature. Literature was flourishing beyond the stage. Sonnets and romantic poetry gained immense popularity, with poets like John Donne exploring themes of love and identity. Richard found himself deeply moved by Paradise Lost, John Milton's epic poem on the fall of humanity and the quest for redemption. However, literature was not merely a form of entertainment. It became a means to explore history and forge national identity. In an ancient library, Richard stumbled upon a copy of Chronicles of England, Scotland, and Ireland by Raphael Holinshed. He devoured its pages, eager to learn about the triumphs and tragedies of his homeland. Fueled by inspiration, Richard decided to become a writer himself. But unlike the grand tales of noblemen, he sought to tell the stories of common folk. One quiet evening, by the dim light of a candle, Richard penned his thoughts. "I have learned from literature that words hold the world within them. From Beowulf in the age of heroes to Eleanor in the time of knights, and now to me, stories will never die." As Edwin concluded his tale, his eyes gleamed with passion. Edwin. And so, my friends, literature lives on, growing and evolving, reflecting the hopes and sorrows of humanity. It tells our past and dreams of our future. So write your stories, for words are the true key to immortality. The villagers erupted in applause, their hearts filled with awe and inspiration, knowing they had just heard a story that would live on in their own tales for generations to come.